future. But it will be our last world tour. It's probably the last chance most people will get to see Judas Priest live. We want to go out one final time and play our songs, just be together with the audience.
I think
Rob, were you shocked when KK decided to leave the band?
every one of us was shocked, yes. It was a very, very big deal, a very big surprise, you know. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what it's like being in Judas Priest and kind of having to fill KK's shoes? I know online, I see you doing these rhythms, Zeppelin and Hendrix solos. I mean, is that kind of where you came from? Are those the elements that you bring to?
I came from obviously that sort of area, like like classic rock, Zeppelin, Hendrix, and all that. And
I don't think you really need any more incentive than that.
You've really got to want to do this. When you leave your house and lock the door, you know you're not going to come back for 18 months to 2 years, literally. You really want to get out there and do your work, and as we said earlier, that love and passion for it hasn't diminished. It always comes back to the fans, These wonderful fans that have supported us for so many years, they're waiting for us to come back and play.
So this upcoming world tour has been billed as the final world tour, though clearly you're still an active band. Could you clarify?
Well, it's not the end of the band by any means. It is our last world tour. It takes a big chunk out of your life. It's 18 months really. We'll be out there. We've been doing it for nearly 40 years now. But it's not to say that it'll be our last show, and we certainly will and have been recording. So the chances are that there'll be an album as well next year. And we would never turn down the appropriate dates if we were offered them at some point in the future. But it will be our last world tour. It's probably the last chance most people will get to see Judas Priest live. We want to go out one final time and play our songs, just be together with the audience.
I think
all around the world.
Yeah, what we've said is, when the cowboy rides into the sunset on his horse and it looks really cool. Well, we want to do the same things on our bikes, on the motorbikes, but we don't want to fall off. I think unfortunately there's kind of there's an area in show business when you really need to look at what you've got, what you've done, be proud of it, and then just make that exit in a really classy way. And that's what we're attempting to do.
Okay. You've been working on material for the new Priest record. What can we expect, on the record? And what era do you think it's going to be most like, this new material?
Well, it's a quite mixed bag, and we've concentrated on two things: the archetypal Priest double kick screaming tracks, and really there's more sentiment in this album. It's in a way, I suppose, it's also a farewell album, although it might not be our last one. And there are some anthems on there which pay tribute to our fans, and it's our way of saying thank you, and the lyrics relate to that. Just saying thank you to the fans for all the years.
It's been a real pleasure to write it because, at this point, if there's anything left to prove, there really isn't anything left to prove. We've been there, done that, got the T-shirt type of thing. But I think what really is important is that we still have this desire, this passion. It hasn't diminished in nearly 40 years. We still have this tremendous love of what we do in heavy metal music, and the fans that support us are the constant inspiration. And I think we all agreed that as much as we were very happy with the way that Nostradamus came out, that was a great moment for us because we've been waiting forever to make this concept record. And that's not the end with Nostradamus. We have other ideas we want to explore later, but we wanted to make at least, as Glenn said, one more great metal album that really has all of the great traditions and attributes of Priest in the music, and we think we've got that down pretty much.
All right. You guys are releasing single cuts, which is the first collection of all of your UK singles. Looking back, is there an era that you like best?
Wow. They're all special, aren't they? I don't know if everybody in this room lived through the 70s, then the 80s, and then the 90s, and now we're already 2011. It just seems too crazy to contemplate. I think each decade was special. I suppose to some extent the first one, because that's when we became professional musicians. When you when you hold that bit of that vinyl as it was, you know, you get one vinyl record each, and you look at it, you go, we've made a record, you know. Now anything can happen now, because you know that recording potentially can very, very slowly, you know, before the internet, before cell phones, before whatever, it will very, very slowly filter through the system, and the word is out, you know. Judas Priest is here, they've made a professional recording. So the 70s is a time that I think we all look back at with some affection as well, because you know, there's so many things to do and so many things to achieve, and it's a really, really potent time to kick the ball and get the game going.
Awesome. So Priest's influence on metal goes so deep. I mean, when you hear or see younger bands incorporating things you guys help create, you know, how does that make you feel?
It makes us feel proud, you know, if we in our own small way have helped to shape the way metal's gone, and we've inspired people along the way. It's something that we're all really proud of, you know, as individual musicians and as a band. I think that we all feel proud that we've inspired a younger generation to go forth and, you know, write great songs and play great metal. And we've always flown the flag for metal, as you know. I mean, we've always been proud to be a heavy metal band, and I think some bands, you know, they felt the tag was a little bit unfashionable at times and they veered off, but we've always been true to faith. We always kept the faith.
Okay, this one's specifically for Ian. I'm curious to know, if you had to pick 3 songs that you either never played or rarely played live, but would like to, which songs would they be?
That we've never played live.
I'm glad you asked Ian that question.
Yeah, tough one. I don't know. I think all the favourite songs we sort of all played at one time or another over the years. There's so many songs to choose from that we haven't played, I suppose. Yeah, there's obviously the first album. Never, you know, didn't get a great deal of exposure at all, really. We are doing a track off that. Did I tell them?
No, we're not going to tell you anything about what we're going to play, because it'll be all on the internet after the first show anyway. But it's an exciting set list, and we are going to be playing some songs that we've never ever played before.
There's some great, production pieces. You know, songs like Fever, things like that. You know, it'd be great to do live. But trying to pick 3 out of hundreds, I don't know. You know, it's a hard thing to do.
Glenn, can you talk a little bit about what it's like playing with Richie, doing the pre-songs versus, you know, what KK brought to those songs, and how does it feel different, and what does Richie bring?
It's amazing, really, because obviously, you know, when Ken informed us he was leaving, we had to think long and hard. We had 2 choices: we either carry on and we do the farewell tour, which is what we wanted, and what we wanted the fans. We think what the fans wanted. Or we could have ended the band. So, you know, obviously we had to find the right guy, and we honestly couldn't have found any better than this guy. I mean, you've only got to hear him play, you know, he's a tremendous guitar player, but the most amazing thing is he satisfies everybody's need for how Priest should sound in his role, you know, on the other side of the stage, if you like, but he does it in his own way, and it's pretty unbelievable the way he blended into the band straight away. And as Rob said earlier on, honestly, if we hadn't found Richie, I don't think we'd be going out now. So it's just worked out really, really well for us.
Richie, can you talk a little bit about what it's like being in Judas Priest and kind of having to fill KK's shoes? I know online, you know, I see you doing these rhythms, you know, Zeppelin and Hendrix solos. I mean, is that kind of where you came from? Are those the elements that you bring to it?
I came from obviously that sort of era, yeah, like, you know, like classic rock, Zeppelin, Hendrix and all that. And I think, you know, KK's playing was like Hendrix inspired as well, you know, so that's kind of similar there. What it feels like to be a part of it, I mean, you can imagine it's a bit kind of surreal, really, you know, but it's very real. And as a fan of the band and of the genre, you know, they are big shoes to fill, but I know what I've got to do, and I'm not trying to, what's the word? You know, Ken was in the band for a long time, you know, so I'm not trying to, you know, take over anything from that, take away anything from that, but as a fan and as part of the band now, you know, it's exciting. It's exciting as a guitar player and as a musician, you know.
I mean, was it difficult, I mean, learning some of the Priest songs? I mean, they're not the easiest songs in the world.
I knew some of them already, to be honest. You know, and it's kind of where I come from musically. So it wasn't difficult in a sense. You know, that's what I've been brought up on, that's what I've been raised on. And the ones I didn't know, it was quite easy to go in, you know.
I said to Richie, come up, I said, and come up to the house and, you know, if you get stuck on any bits, I'll help you. And he was showing me bits in there. You know, songs I haven't played for 35 years ago, Richie got them down. I said, how's that going again? You know, I mean, so it was great.
Have you guys written any new material together?
We haven't yet, no. But it's you know, it's really early days. We're still in the process of rehearsing, and that's taken up all our time. And then we've had to come over here for something. For something, I can't say. Yeah. I'm sure we will write. And when you hear Richie mess around, I know he'll inspire us, and I'm sure we'll collaborate and compose together. Yeah.
So from this point on, Richie will be, if there's new Priest music, Richie will be the guitar player that's playing on it, not KK.
Yes,
yeah.
That's the way it will be. Yes.
Rob, were you shocked when KK decided to leave the band?
Every one of us was shocked. Yes, it was a very, very big deal, a very big surprise. You know, yeah.
And did any of you try to convince him not to leave?
We did everything we could possibly do. Yeah, I mean, this wasn't a simple open and closed type of situation. Everybody worked very hard to try and get to some kind of resolution, but when we knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, that's when we almost went into panic mode, because we had a tour looming. You know, the tour was already coming together. We got the deals with the promoters. The fans were excited, and then you know, Pazam. There's the guy. What a great, oh my God, you know, because it was very, very difficult to try and deal with both circumstances, but you know, it's just that British way, stay calm and keep moving on, and we were able to do that.
What kind of confusion do you feel that Richie's brought to Judas Priest?
Youth.
Now, if you do a new album, will your album also be called Epitaph?
It's kind of up in the air. We have some titles that we're knocking around at the moment, but I don't think it would be right to say it's called this and then change it. You know, the material will kind of filter through, and then we'll eventually come to a definitive title for the record. Yeah.
Rob, you guys have anybody like you want to take out on this farewell tour? Like, you know, anybody like checking out younger up and coming bands? Is there any band you guys want to take out?
Have we committed yet?
Yeah.
Have we committed?
Yeah.
With Zach? With Zach and Lizzie. So that's it. It's Zach Wilde with Black Label and this great Thin Lizzy band. So you know, we had a really exciting kind of mini festival thing with the Monsters. What was it called? Monsters of Metal. What were we? Thank you. Too much metal. We couldn't replicate that again, but there were some great elements musically in the lineup, and I think we're able to do that with this lineup. It's three very exciting bands with powerful songs to play.
What keeps you guys hungry? I mean, you guys have been at it for so long, and so many bands that came out around the era, you know, that you guys originated, you know. What makes you guys still want to go out and kick ass every night, you know?
Something we still love to do, you know. I mean, we love playing our music, we love the people we play it to, we love the travelling, places to go, things to see, and it can be lucrative at times, so what is there not to love about it, you know? I don't think you really need any more incentive than that.
You've really got to want to do this. You know, when you leave your house and lock the door, you know you're not going to come back for 18 months or 2 years, literally. You really want to get out there and do your work, you know. And as we said earlier, that love and passion for it hasn't diminished. And it always comes back to the fans, you know. These wonderful fans that have supported us for so many years, you know, they're waiting for us to come back and play. So.
You have a whole new